Well, I've heard quite a number of Nigerian artists go off when they're singing on stage. Even the ones that can sing. I think there are lots of factors contributing factors. Sometimes bad sound. Sometimes these artists are not able to hear themselves on stage. It's also a problem. So I'm making excuses for those who I know can sing. Then there are the ones who are not, are not. That creative when it comes to singing. But I'll say practice, proper practice, rehearsals, can help you. And sometimes I think artists in Nigeria struggle between being energetic on stage and singing. You have to find that thin line, that balance. But it's work in progress, I believe. Yeah.
Honestly, I would say basically it's the sound, because the major issue we have for shows is the sound. Like a lot of people blame the artists, they fail to blame the organizers of the show too. They don't give a good sound. Because trust me, if you give a good sound, the artist will give his best. Because you find like situations where the artists have rehearsed so much, and you get there, the sound's messed up. So you have to struggle. You're moving, you're making a move. You have to sing out loud. You get that kind of thing. So you have to shout sometimes so that you can get heard and all that. So I feel like it's the sound majorly. Then again, the artist has to be able to. The artist has to rehearse like all the time, so they know their stuff. You know what I mean? So they know what to sing at this time, know what to sing at whatever time.
Well, what I feel about that is that as an artist, you need to be able to pick a song that you can perform, and while recording the song, you should record a song that you can also always perform on stage. But the problem with a lot of artists is they just record songs. They don't make like music, so when they get on stage, you find out that they're just struggling, and most of them are just miming or performing on top of their song, not really giving you a good performance. So I feel like before you make a song or before you go on stage, or when you are making a song, you should make a song that you know that you can also perform on stage, and you're not going to struggle to perform. So that's it.
The question goes, a lot of artists go through a lot of difficult times when they're on stage. Is it the sound that is to blame, or the artist not rehearsing? Or no? Okay. At that point, I would say for this particular question, you can't actually blame it to nobody. Everybody could be at fault. It could be the artist. A lot of artists still go through the exercise of, hearing the sound and being able to follow due to catching their keys. I would say at some point in my life when I was coming up, I used to have that difficult times, and I struggled a lot to be able to, get the sound. And at that point, when you don't get your sound when you're on stage, you tend to, go off key.
Live performances, yeah. If it's from the audio guys, then I think there's a way you master your craftsmanship that like nothing can go wrong on stage. So like you can use everything to your advantage basically. So like there's something I call the joker. Like at times like that, like you should have something that you could use to like stir up the crowd when something goes wrong. Then coming like from the vocal cords now perspective, from the singer's perspective, I think. If it's not negligence, then you might have been through so many shows for in a short period of time rather, or negligence. And I think some singers are just basically lazy.
I think what will make the Nigerian standard of live music match up to the international standard would be, I would say, proper rehearsal. When you have time for each other, the artist and your band. When you guys have a lot of time together, practice make perfect. So there's no way that you will have issues when it's time. Although there are some issues that are inevitable, which is technical, but when there's a proper rehearsal, it tends to, the risk at which the risk is low. Trust me.
Live music is important in music. Live music is the best way to express music. But not everybody can do live music. And there are a couple of challenges that comes to doing live music. The instrumentalist might play a wrong note or go to a wrong chord, and then you have to follow, and then if you don't follow, you're off key, or you yourself, the singer, goes off. But it's all about staying true and staying till the end. Because, everybody makes mistakes. LeBron misses some hoops. Kobe missed a lot of hoops in his career. And then, it's just about staying true to the end and then always working at your craft, always making it better. If you always put in a lot of work, you would definitely come out tops. So I mean, live music is gradually getting to where it should be in Nigeria, and with shows like this, it just makes it better.
And when it comes to live music, definitely there are always a lot of errors sometimes on stage. But I think the best way to deal with it, number one, is to ensure that you have your right key. When I say right key, because the truth is that sometimes you might not necessarily be able to do a song that you recorded in the studio on the same key when you're doing it live. So because when you're doing live, there are a lot of factors in place. Maybe your voice is not as strong as when you were in the studio, and sometimes it is even the cold air in a venue can actually affect your voice. So you have to actually know your best key when you're live to avoid going flat or going off.
Well, singing off note is, I would say it's inevitable. It could be reduced to a great extent, but we're humans, we're not perfect. So there's a high possibility that when you're singing, in as much as you get your notes right, you might slightly, just a bit, just go off your notes. And comparing ourselves with international acts, trust me, there are concerts where I've seen Adele perform and she has gone off her notes. So it's not singing off key is not limited to Africans or Nigerians. Artists from the Western world also sing off the note. So it just shows that we're human.